The Roman Catholic Church is a false religion and a false church. The Roman Catholic Church practices infant baptism, which is actually something you're never going to find in the Bible. You will never see one baby or one infant baptized in the Bible. And the reason they do this is because they believe that babies are born guilty with original sin, and they need to have that sin washed away, which that is also a false concept. But there's a few reasons that just clearly show that infant baptism is not scriptural. And one reason is because the Bible's clear that you must first believe on Christ to get baptized. We have this story in Acts chapter 8 where Philip gives the gospel to the Ethiopian eunuch, and it says in verse 36, "See, here's water. What doth hinder me to be baptized? What is stopping me from being baptized?" And Philip said, "If thou believest with all thine heart, thou mayest." Well, here's the question. Can a baby believe with all their heart on Jesus Christ? I'm a father of 4 young children, and I can tell you that several of my children are not old enough to believe on Christ. And how could a newborn baby believe on Christ for salvation? They don't understand these things. And then this Bible says in verse 38, "And they went down both into the water, both Philip and the eunuch, and he baptized him." Well, what you're also seeing with infant baptism, why it's false, is because they sprinkle water on the top of the baby, but here it says they went into the water. Why? Because baptism is actually by immersion. It comes from the Greek word baptizo, which means to immerse, which is why the Greek Orthodox Church, even though they're wrong and they also do infant baptism, they actually dunk or immerse those babies because they understand, well, that's what the word means. But actually the reason why you immerse is because you're picturing the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's why the Bible says it compares it to planting. When you plant something, you put it fully under the ground. You don't just put it on the top. When you do a burial, as it mentions in Romans 6 as well, we're buried with him by baptism. Well, when you do a burial, the entire body is under the ground. And so what that's showing is that not only is it after believing on Christ for salvation, it is also done by immersion. Why? The whole purpose is to actually picture the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And this does not save you, but you're showing the world, I do believe on Christ for my salvation. So, infant baptism is not a biblical concept, and therefore the Roman Catholic Church is a false religion and a false church.